Today I'm going to teach you guys on how to get a small business loan. I'm going to break down the different types of business loans that can actually help you grow with confidence, like really grow to the point you can walk into any business loan application process knowing exactly what you need and how to get approved. Not just start applying for anything and everything over and over, hoping that it works out. I can assure you that we've been using these funding options with our clients for over 10 years. This is for things such as emergencies, expansions, and even payroll. So I'm truly excited to walk you through this, guys, because it contains a lot of helpful information. This is things such as different types of small business loans, where to apply for a business loan, what you need to qualify for a business loan, how much money you might get if approved for a business loan, and the best part, how to get approved for a business loan. And this wouldn't be a funding and business video if I didn't really mentally check you guys. You see, 90% of small business owners get denied each time they apply for funding. Not because they're lazy or that the idea sucks. No, it's because the whole game is hella confusing. Plus, there are not that many people explaining this in plain English. So stick with me because I'm about to share one of my biggest secrets. You see, if you take this information as vital knowledge that you need to learn and take it seriously, I can promise you, you'll definitely fall into the 10% of small business owners that get approved anytime they apply for business loans. Let's start with the simple basics, which is knowing which type of loan best suits your business needs. We can be able to simply figure this out by learning more about the different types of small business loans. These are alternative lending, lines of credit, microloans, term loans, SBA loans, equipment financing, and last but not least, invoice factoring. But here's the thing, as a business owner myself, the best piece of advice I've ever received was how to review each and every single loan carefully, the terms, requirements, fees, and anything related to the process. This helped make it easier to get the best business loan for me because I already understood the pros, the cons, and whether or not what I was getting was suitable for my business needs and situation. So let's dive in so you can also learn and make informed decisions when it comes to how to get a small business loan. The first loan type is alternative lending. Now, here's the deal. This isn't your traditional loan. There's no interest rate, no complex process. Instead, you get a lump sum, say, let's say 100,000, and you agree to pay back a fixed total based on what's called a factor rate. So let's say your factor rate is a 1.20. That means you're paying back 120,000. That's it. No surprises. The advantages of alternative lending include fast and easy approval process, quick funding, often 24 to 48 hours, discount applied on interest if you repay the loan early. The downside, however, is it can be very expensive and terms are very short, mostly 18 months maximum. Here's the thing. So, no one really told me how hard it would be to find this type of information anywhere when I started my business. So I'll be damned if you leave this video not way better off than you were when you started. So if you're interested in actually learning more about this, please click on the link in the description so you can be able to master the art of getting this type of loan to grow your business. In the meantime, let's continue. All right, the next loan type is lines of credit. All right, let's say your business is doing really, really good and you don't need that money up front because you got the bag. You see, you just need access to extra funds just in case of an emergency or anything. That's when a line of credit really comes in handy. It's like a credit card for your business. You only use what you need when you need it. And you pay interest only on the money that you take out, not the full amount. The advantages include having access to revolving funds, fast access to funds, flexible payments. However, the downside to this though is it has low limits and it's hard to qualify and too many fees. Like we're talking about monthly fee, maintenance fee, withdrawal fee, annual fee, and even a fee. Yeah, I'm joking. The next loan type is microloans. Let's say you're just a brand new business owner with no huge revenues yet, but you still got that drive and ambition to grow. Then a microloan is made for you. This is like a entry-level small business loan, usually under 50,000 and mostly applied through small banks and credit unions. The advantages of this include easier to qualify for, less paperwork. However, the downside is it's hard to find since they are mostly offered by banks or credit unions and low amounts, which they only give you 50,000 maximum. The next loan type is term loans. Now, this is a classic, the good old term loans. Here you borrow a lump sum and pay back over time with interest. Straightforward. And if you've been watching my videos, the advantages of this are what I like to call the 3 Ls: large amounts, low rates, and long terms. The disadvantages, though, not to boost your bubble, include hard to qualify for, long waits for approval, and funding. The next loan we'll talk about is SBA loans. Okay, so if one of your admirable qualities is being patient, then listen up. You're missing out if you haven't tried SBA loans yet. SBA loans are government-backed loans that come with low interest, long terms, and some of the best rates out there. The advantages include long terms, low rates, and large amounts. The disadvantages include hard approvals, long process, and requires collateral and 2 years in business minimum. The next loan type is equipment financing. So if you're in an industry where the job needs big tools and you can't afford to pay for it in cash, then equipment financing can solve your business problems. The advantages include no collateral needed, you keep the equipment once paid off, and easy application process. The disadvantages is you're stuck with payments just in case the equipment breaks down, and you need solid credit in order to be approved. Last but not least, invoice factoring. Okay, now can someone please explain to me why people say it's hard living paycheck to paycheck? Yeah, right. Wait until you have a business and start living invoice to invoice. You see, you complete a job, right? Send the invoice. But then you might have to wait 30, 60, or even 90 days to get paid. That's not really sustainable. So, how do you turn those unpaid invoices into instant cash? You use invoice factoring. This is when a factoring company gives you up to 90% of the invoice right now and then was to collect the money from your client. The advantages of this is it frees you from chasing payments from clients and has fast funding, usually the same day you submit the invoice. The disadvantages are it's reliant on your client's credit, meaning if they are known defaulters, you might find it hard to get approved. And you only collect 90% of the funds. Okay, so you figured out what kind of loan you need. Now, the big question is, where do you actually get it? So, if you've struggled to figure this out before, let me break it down for you. There's, of course, us, funding and business, where if you can click on the link in the description below, you'll be able to get the help being matched with the business loan that best suits your business needs. Or you can also apply for a loan and be approved at other places such as online lenders, banks, peer-to-peer lenders, SBA approved lenders, and credit unions. Did I mention us? Oh, I did. All right. Let's continue. All right. Let's talk about what it really takes to get you guys approved. Now, that will vary depending on the type of loan you're looking for, but here's the general idea. You're going to need a credit score, usually 600 or higher. The higher, the better, of course, but don't panic if you're not perfect. The second thing you're going to need is collateral. For some loans, such as the SBA, they'll ask for it. For others, such as alternative lending, not so much. It just depends. The next thing they look at is business age. Most lenders want to see that you've been up and running for at least a year. And finally, revenue. They'll want to look at your recent bank statements, making sure that you have cash flow. So, a lot of you see the SB application process as a Rubik's Cube. You're digging through forms, Googling terms you never heard of, and even asking yourself, am I doing this right? You're hoping that someone would low key hand you a checklist, right? Well, today's your lucky day because as a bonus, here's where you can get that checklist and more help with an SBA loan. They're called SCORE, SCORE. They're a group of mentors well informed on business information and can also help you package an application and write up a solid business plan. You should check them out. Link in the description. So, You probably got numbers floating right now in your head, wondering, okay, how much can I actually qualify for? Well, to tell you the truth, that's not really possible to tell you guys off a simple 10-minute video on how to get a business loan. That's like expecting a full diagnosis from a doctor through a phone call. You'll actually have to go to the hospital and get tested. It's the same with loan, guys. You'll have to submit the required documents for them to be tested. But if you want to have a better idea, click the link in the description and we can discuss how things such as your credit score, cash flow, business age, business industry, time in business, and type of loan requested can determine the amount you get approved for and what to do in case you need to increase it. You see, this isn't just about getting a small business loan. It's about taking that money and using it to breathe more life into your business. Just find the right type of loan from this list that gives you the best peace of mind, the best terms, lowest rates, and the biggest upside for your business. So if you want a guide on how to get funded for any of the loans that we've talked about in this video, you should watch this next video up here. So instead of guessing, you can actually focus on living your dream by building up the parts of your small business that you can actually control. See you there.